Before we get into anything right now, I have something to say. Thank you to everyone who's taking part. Thank you to those who have turned to my channel. Do not worry if you understand or you do not understand. Your big question is, when you're here, is anything that I'm doing real? Do you really want to be here? Are you wasting your time? Are you going to feel sad and down that you've spent time on my channel? The thing is, on my channel is sometimes there's a lot that makes sense, and sometimes it's hard to make sense of it. I do different kinds of games and relationships, and bring all games to coming to having to have the same numbers, but a different meaning, but in the reality of the puzzle, it's just in a different area. If I say to you, for you, it's a 2 and a 4 and a 2. If I go into piano, I can go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, meaning instead of going 3, 1, 3, where A, B, C, D all marked, E, F, G, A all marked, and continuous. Or I'll go 1, 3, 1, which is 1 all marked, and then I'll skip 3, and then 1 all marked, and 1 I'll skip 3. It's almost like Hallmark. So what am I actually talking about? Is that, let's say we want to count up. Let's say we want to go 3, 1, 3. So I go A, B, C, D is 1, I put it on the side, I leave it in the same place. Position it took, number 4. And as I go up the piano for the 52 keys, for the 52 weeks in the year, I'll be putting a number beside each one. The numbers will repeat because I will not end until they come up to the social ladder of repeating each other. What is it going to do? They associate with each other. It's just like opening up a dictionary and saying, okay, this is the definition for 2, but when you go into the hospital, when they're talking about 2, they're talking about both arms. They're talking about both eyes, but it's only the one eye that they're going to work with, and then the other eye that they're going to work with. Right now I'm busy working on the Saturn talisman, in which there's 45 AGYAL, a moil or a gil. I don't know what a gil is, but it could be a gil, it could be a gimel, I'm not sure, but I'm just using Aleph, Gimel, Yud, Aleph, Lamed. Then it goes 15, then it goes Yud, Vav, Hey, Hey, Aleph, Vav, Aleph, Vav, Hey, Aleph. What I do to it is I change it all into just the first letter, and then I'm going to use this, because this is way too hard for me. But they gave me a sound, and just in case I didn't spell it right, I'll just use the initials and go that way. It'll show me where the initials go for 3 areas. Don't forget, if you have 3 areas, each one can be 9. This one is on the left, this one is on the right, and this one plays for the both sides. Do you know what I want to bring up right now? Let's bring up silent pictures, because I've been pretty silent lately. I have a lot of little things to do, but to repeat them to you in the piano, going A, B, C, the DNA band. Why? Because you can write anything you want as long as you don't go past G. But A came to G, and they played 2 letters to play out H. And B came to the G, the 7th gate, and they came together to spell out the I. What we're going to talk right now is the bone between the nose. Do you remember the bone they put between their nose? Don't you know what the bone is all about? On one side of the bone, it had 2 parts of the round. On the other side of the bone, it had 2 parts of the round. This nose took in 2 parts from this side and 2 parts on this side, and it was the parsnip of the nose. The Hitler mustache. Abbott and Costello. Silent pictures. The unicorn. What opens up your mind and makes you giggle just a little bit. But when you're with a group and that energy just pulls, and then it pulls, like turning the moon at a quarter of a moon. Because when it's a quarter of a moon, the angle, the suction of the angle is greater. That's when they're going to release the energy. They're going to go, pow! It's going to be so tight, they're going to pull it, it's going to hit the earth, it's going to bounce back, it's going to pull it again. That's why they're lowering the water in the gates. In the gates of Lake Mead. Add me to the game. To go down into the mother receptor boards inside Hoover Dam. 88, Herbert Hoover, 31st president, 13 presidents later, Barack Obama. But it's all a hoax and a fiction, because Barack Obama is the 43rd president, Grover was 22 and 24, V and X, 10 and 5, 15. That's the way it marks it. But we're going to go back. Abbott and Costello. Who else had the short mustache? Who else? See, I'd like to smoke a little bit more of this, but if I smoke too much, I go too fast. I need a little bit of energy from this side, and somebody saying to me, well, Ron, let's do this. And I'll go, okay, let's go. And somebody will say, Ron, let's do this. And I'll, let's go. But now I'm here alone, and I don't know where to go except for going all alone. Even though you're with me, I'm still all alone. That energy tightens between both sides, and you're guiding me, and we're like a horse, and we're just going forward and learning. You're teaching me, and I'm learning, and then I'm just telling you what I see within the words, and that's the way we got to go. But when you're all free and up in the air and you're all alone, it's no good. We want to go back. Did you ever hear of the eagle? Spell this word. L-E-A-G-U-E. See eagle in it? There's no L, right? In league, right at the beginning, you got Eagle League. At the same time, the U of the goo, okay, over here, that's a 3. That's a 3, okay? The L's a 3 and the U's the 3. When they say 333, they're saying dead end. In French, it's cul de sac, the end of the road. C-U-L in the C family. What family do you want? Will we reach which letter on which level of roulette? In roulette we only have 3 wide. 3 wide by 3 wide by 3 wide by 3 wide by 3 wide. And we redesigned the chalice in the Da Vinci Code. But how many high do we go? Well, we have to go to the section of each which is above and below the middle section. The middle section connects 16 over to 21. When you total it out, it's 111, or the top story of the Twin Towers, which is the roof. Because below the roof, you're saying I'm on 110 volts. And it only took 110 volts to ignite every single cylinder inside the walls. In the Twin Towers, it came from above. Didn't anybody see it? Just me? Didn't anybody see the black smoke cloud that was above the building? And it wasn't a smoke cloud from the plane, because that would have been one of, it was a smoke cloud that something came out like a needle from the sky and poked the building before she went down. Nobody saw it. Somebody saw it. Irregardless. The roping. The D and the D and the X. X holds double D. This is Barack Obama. They give him he skips the rope right now. He comes from here in 44. He comes here because 44 is everything. Raphael is 44. My grandmother's old apartment was 44. My grandfather died on the 28th day, 7/4. Now it's 25 years. What was his last name? Czar. It of computer networks was his middle name. And Sky was the last part of his last name. Czar it of the sky. He must have known something, because when it came to the stock market, they called him to ask what was going up and down, and it seemed like he always had the right answer. When he went fishing, he caught all the right fish, but had nothing to say. He was giving fish to everybody. He was the Willard of the sky, Willard. I'm back into looking through my pages. We were talking about the short mustache. Abbott and Costello, my grandfather, my uncle, and his brothers all had this shave-off mustache that was ending about here. Because in roulette, it's the center, which is the 5, and you can go right to here with the 5, just outside your nostrils. But after you pass this area, you have gone onto the outside. You notice the way your mustache pulls all the way down? Is it in a single area? No. According to your lips, these 2 teeth in the front say, I am center. Then these 2 teeth on the side say, I am to the side. So this mustache for me, either it takes up 1 row, okay, of 2, 5, and 8. Your nose goes over 2, 5, and 8, and the nostrils blow to each side. You follow me with 2, 5, and 8? It's where the numbers are on your telephone. Right up and down. 2, 5, 8. 2, 5, 2. 858. 252 is a numerological find of something. I don't know where it is. Did you know that Aleph says ace face inside of it? A-L-E-F, it says 24 ace face. Check this out. A1, L13, E5, 1, 3, and 5 letters saying ace, and then the F at the end. But the totality of Aleph, A1, L11, 12, L12, and 1 is 13, E5 is 18, and F6 is 24. The 24 hours of Aleph, with the 2 wings on each side, and the size of Aleph and the angle it goes down, on this angle. When I got sick, this is all I wanted to see. This is all I wanted to see when I got sick. I didn't want to see anything else. And 10 years later, I must be still screwed in my mind, because that's still the only thing I want to see, because I ain't done. I ain't even close to done, and when I get done, I'll have more to do. The thing is, how much of more of a lifetime will it take before I figure the whole thing out? And then I'll probably just want to come back and do it all over again, because I'm enjoying this like crazy now. This is the greatest thing in my life. Now that I know others have said I'm okay, I knew I was okay to start with. But when you have the grinder next to you, do you know what the grinder is? It's everybody that says you're not okay. Come, we'll go to the hospital. We'll see what's wrong. Because you think too much. Because you like what you think too much, it's no good, let's stop thinking. We'll stop singing, we'll stop loving, because we love too much. Because I became more knowledgeable than others in certain fields, and I know absolutely nothing more than add to A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3, and different kinds of divisions, MC squared, and a few other things we twist around. Just because I can put my mind in different areas of the same thought, I'm no longer sane, or sanity has left my mind. I am less insanity, I'm more insane. Then I'm cleansed. Sanity and cleansing. You see my picture in the back? I drew this a long time ago. You see the blue mouth? There's a little yellow piece up there. It's part of the triangle that's missing from his brain. Part of the triangle that's missing from your brain. They put it on the outside instead of on the inside. Same with our induced shaft down below. The Aleph, I cannot find it, I'm not sure where it is, runs on in. Do you see this? Do you know what this is? Look at this. Looks like a little moose, right? Looks like the lips of a moose. You see what's over here, the stop sign? If we didn't know red, what would we do? Now let's get back to who has a small mustache? Who talks with a small mustache? When your mustache stops here, either A, you're going as wide as you can go. Your shoulders are here. Here's your lips. This is as wide as you can go on your lips. A, B, C. Is that what it is? Is it A, B, C, C, B, A? Not sure. I know when it's on my shoulders and I was up against a telephone, my head would be the 5, this side would be the 6, and this side would be the 4. So ask myself, if my mustache was exactly the way I think it is, with these 2 holes on this side and this in the center, Hitler shaved his mustache off right over here because he didn't want to go any more than this. He knew the IT world was out to get everybody. The IT world takes no sides. It's a system that works for everybody. Except when one world knows the system, they're running the system so that man can survive on this earth, and then usually at the end they take over everything. The IT system. Hitler's mustache, telling us that he's been run with the Venus matrix through Jupiter down to Neptune. My question is, are we living the left, right, or are we living in the center? And if we were living in the center, my question is, you see these numbers here? You see where it says 8, 4, 2, and 6? Shouldn't say that anymore. All those numbers, I have to do something to show you, okay? Yeah, it takes a little long. My videos are long. I just can't rush them just like that. I'm not rushing, okay? I am rushing, but I'm not. I just want to show you that what happens is 2, 4, 6, 8. Now what happens is it's taken and it's put in right over there. But now, we're going to move it this way. We didn't move the outside ones. When you play Rubik's Cube, you don't have to move the outside ones. We're moving these. Either I'm moving these like this. Either I'm moving this like this, or I'm moving this, the whole thing is on its own pin, this whole thing turns. Now, because of the way Rubik's Cube turns, I should be allowed, okay, I should be allowed to leave 2 and 8 here, okay, and then 6 and 4 will spin this way. We'll put 4 where 6 is and 6 where 4 is. So now 6 is playing over in this calculator, 6 plays over the 4 position now, and 6 plays over the 4 position, so now we have the 10-10 world. So my question is, do we do it this way, or do we spin it this way? Putting man in the center now, instead of just having the matrix go up and down, and man is how? How does he get it? Is it animal? What is it? Is it the earth one section? What actually is the formation of matrix? Where are we supposed to be? The mustache says we go in the center, and Hitler's mustache tells us he was guided because he cut it off. Who told him to cut his mustache that way? Did Hitler wear his mustache purposely that way? How did my father see one thing and my grandfather end up to have half a mustache? Why was it so good with my grandfather during the times of Hitler, but yet my father can't listen to a whistle? What something tells me is Hitler was being guided on both sides. That's why he cut off his mustache. To cut away the guide saying, I'm in the center, guys, don't bother me, okay? This is what you need to do, this is what we're going to do. He was manipulated within inside his mind. So I keep asking myself, what does it do? Does a wheel turn? Does a wheel turn? Which way does this turn? Which way? Does it turn this way? Because if you turn it, let me show you something that I wrote. Let me show you something. We're going to slow this down a little bit. I don't like that I'm going too fast. I have to notice everything I do. I have to know everything I do because it has to be in a passionate fashion. I need, because I want, because I feel. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know how it works. This was never my intent, but my intent was to find out the recreation of everything by going into every single game, regardless of what it is, football and the football field. Because things are not exact, I know how to make them exact. There's ways to make things exact. Put them in a 10 world, put them in a 7 world, put them in a 13 world. Put them in between 2 worlds and compare them to the 2 sides. Add 1 to them, but 3 to the other. But in this world, the easiest way to go is this is 2, 4, 6, and 8. Excuse me. This is 2, 4, 6, and 8. When you turn it this way, this one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here all get the same number. They're all going to get 3. Don't you see the way this is Aleph? These are your corners of your phone of 1379. But no matter how you turn it, the 5 is always center. Of the 5 is always center. 7 times 6, 7 plus 6, 13 and 42 equals to 55. 7 times 6 is 42 equals 6. 7 times 2, 7 plus 6, excuse me. 7 times 6, 7 plus 6. 7 times 6 is 42, 6. 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 is 1 and 3 is 4. 42 is 2 and 4 is 6. Now we have the word Aleph again, just in numbers. And where Aleph states ace in the position letters as A, L is the third one, E is the fifth one, 1, 3, 5, 6. Also because it gets chopped to this side and to this side. It's also known as either Aleph Mars or Aleph Saturn. Aleph Mars Gimel, Hey Bet Vav, Vav Bet Gimel, Gimel said Hey Nun. Just playing with the Hebrew letters. I'm quite sure we can talk between each other, only saying Hebrew letters, not knowing what the Hebrew letters mean. But just talk, because we see them. If you give me Greek, I'll do it with Greek. But if you give me Greek, I'm going to go 2 ways. Because the Greek in its own reality, you can easily read them, square off the letters, tell you where the dots are, and tell you what it is. Vav, 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 6, Vav, 6, 616. You want to see Vav? This is Vav. This is Vav. But Vav is also like this. The 22nd letter. Now, which way do you put the 22nd letter? How would you hold the 22nd letter in order to say Vav? Or would you just come out and take a couple of more of these things? Now, we're not playing darts yet. Because you know what happens when we play darts? There's always going to be one little teeny square box of 15 opens. You get what I say? Jumped off onto another thing, right? See this? See these squares? You're going to go all the way down here in darts. There's going to be one box you won't get. And it's every time you move your boxes down, you'll move them by 5. But at the end, there's one box you won't get at the bottom and you won't get at the top because of the size of the areas that I was taught in roulette. But maybe it's not 5 by 3 in roulette. Maybe I'm wrong, like we did earlier on in the day. Where is this? Let me see what I'm looking at before I look. Looks like some good witch soup. What is the definition possibilities before we enter into what you think is the tank? But when we turn it upside down, everything turns to IUI. What does it mean? What's the difference? It just turns into something else. Eventually, we'll just study everything else, this side and that side. The minute you turn the book, it all becomes something else. We're cooking something, the 4 and 2 plug. You notice we're turning over 3, but in between we have to hold this one on with these little skillets here, and then this one's held on between this one and this one, and then this one's held on to this is the end and this is the end. They're both turning. This is the one with your hand, and this is the one with the guard on top. Do you see what he looks like, this guard on top? Let's make him look like at least something. We'll just zip, make a straight line, and then we'll just say, ah. Is he ready to go? Yeah, looks like a penguin. Yeah, it's got to be a penguin at that end, cooking at the other end. Where's that other penguin coming out? I got a penguin on this side, a penguin on that side. If we remove what's in the middle, these two come together, and they become one. The same thing in the deck of cards, if you take a look at the Jack of Spades and the Jack of Hearts. Not only look at them, that they only have one eye, and bend them and cut them out and put them together, but look at what they have at the center. Each one in the center of their own heart are describing what they are in this world, which can tell us again what all of this means. See the 2 jacks? Now if we go all the way up into here and all the way, these two connect. This is the spade. The heart has been taken over and something's been put into the heart. one of the Rubik's Cubes. Now, for good or for bad, I'm not quite sure. Do you see we have 7 and 6 here? 65, 52. I did this once today, the same number. 3 times 39 is 117. 39 is the right side of the roulette board, and it states the letters of R and U, S and T. S and T is 19 and 20. They're next to each other. But 39, R and U, are 18 and 21, where there's 21 outs for the road team and 18 outs for the home team, and we're in the bottom of the 7th. But before we get there, hold on. I see the singers coming in. They're going to sing, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Well, fuck. I thought that's where we were. Take me out to the ball game. Wow, they're at the ball game, yet they're still asking to take them out? Or how about take me out of the ball game, take me out of this world, and take me away into a world that's so much more true? Screwed by you. Well, you got to screw it on a little bit. How hard do you screw it on before she doesn't hold anymore? We'll just take this away. This one is the Monopoly. Okay, see all the M's in the corner? I have absolutely no idea what I want to do with this. What do you want to do with this? Here's an A, here's an A. You can create the A on the inside. You can bring this all the way up to the top, these 2 points, and then make one big A for in here, and here, and here, and here. We have trains and railroads. We have 2 properties here and 2 properties here beside Go. We have 3 properties and 3 properties beside visiting jail. We have 3 properties and 3 properties between Go to New York and Kentucky Avenue. And here we have 3 and 3 between the Pacific Marvin Gardens. Marvin Gardens? Mars Gardens, where all the brains are hanging out? Let's bring them to the Coliseum. The brains plugged in like lettuce plants, dangling like the pumpkin inside some kind of chemical water radiation that they need from Fukushima to come on in and radiate the brains, because there's radiation in our heads. You look radiant today. My God, you look fantastic. Radiant we are, I say. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. I read one word and then I pretend by reading one word what they know, that the rest is what they also know. So if they said there's radiation somewhere in our mind, well, guess what? I'm only saying what they said. Don't blame it on me. They said it first. Time for a little Coke? I'm not quite sure what, like, this is not rehearsed or anything, but I will tell you. What's his name again? What's his name? I know it's in this book. I know it's in this book. What's his name? Payout, cards. Oh yeah, I'm doing this all the way until the end when I'm done. I wish I can do it every day and set it up in a technique, set this up, and set this up into an area that when you come on here, you can say, this is where I want to go, this is what I want to see, this is what I want to try, and see what the result is. Because I already know what I want to do when I open up my web page. I know exactly, almost, well, I can't say exactly, but I perfectly well know on what angle I am going for the web page. I want to do the piano. I want to start at B. Let me start at C. Let me start at D. Wherever I start, what is the formation? You want to go 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 1. I'll give you the primary formations of what I was taught, and then you do what you want. My primary formation is 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. Where do I get this? Well, 1, 3, 3, 1 is 11 times 11 times 11. There's 2 3s in it for saying I'm coming from this area, going to that area. Like, let's take it, for instance, like this. 1, 2, 3, let's mark it. And the one we mark, do we count as 1, 2, 3? And then we mark it, and then we go D, and then we mark it. Then the one on D, we say 1, 2, 3 again, then we say 4, and then we mark it. So we count the one we're on all the way to the one we mark. Then we go A, B, C, and we mark D. And after D, we go to E, F, G, and we mark A. And then we go to B, C, D instead of touching each other. So there's 2 ways. Now, after we do it once, do we want to bring it into any worlds? Do we want it to be in the 5 world? Now the 5 world is this world over here, and this world over here, and this world over here, and this world over here. You know why? Because when you turn any of these around, the formation of 5 will be on the other side. This one will make up for 2 more spots, being the 4. This one will make up for 3 more spots.
beam the 5 on the other side. So these numbers in these dice will give you a formation. At the same time, the amount of areas covered by both sides is only 5. So since you have only 5 covered on 3 times, you go 5, 10, 15, 20. Then the areas that are not is the 6. 6 is the only one, so you go 20 on one side, 20 and 7, and 2014. We got 2014. Should we go any other way? The Mug and Duff, it also says 2014. It also says 2012. It's like soccer time. You stop on one end, you get out of your car, you get something to eat, you go to the bathroom before you make the last drive. Anybody got to go? We're coming into traffic now. 2014. This is the only one that shows up 7 and 7. And don't forget, it's 7 and 6. Do you know why? Because you get the lines. You see the space and the space and the space and the space? There's 4 spaces and 6 dots. And the other one, right, has no spaces. 4 spaces and 6 dots and 1 space and no dots. 10406, 6040401, doesn't really matter. This is a 7. You turn this around, this is a 5. You turn this around, this is a 7. So you add 5 and 7 is 12. This is 7. This is 5 is 12. This is 7 is 19. This is 5, 24. So you have 24 and 24, 48, all your angels. But if I turned it like this would be 5, and this would be 5, and this would be 5, and this would be 5. But if we just count the corners, do you see where my 2 fingers are? Automatically I'm counting all the way in this way and all the way in this way. So the other sides are counted. So either you go 5 and 3, and then you go 4. You go 5 and 3, and 4 and 2 in this scenario. 5 and 3, 4 and 2, which is 8 and 6, and those are the opposites of each other and the payout of the odds in the dice, if you understand what I'm saying, in the game of craps. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go 5. This one is a complete 5 by itself. So this one should automatically say 10, 12. Automatically that should say 12. This one over here should say 5. This one over here should say 5 is 22. Whatever. 2 and 2 is 4. It's the beta world. It also stands for 13. 1 and 3 is 4. But when you get the 2 and 2 for 4 instead of 1 and 3 and 4, instead of being in between, you know you're exactly right on it. The other thing I wanted to say is like this. This is your 6. This is your 5. So you have 6 and 5. You have 7 and 5 is 12. Then you have another 5 and 6 and 7. You have 10 on one side, and you have 14. So you have 24 one way. 24 one way because the 7 is used. No matter what you do, you will always have 10 the other way, or 10 the other way. The top and the bottom. I don't want to use this bottom. I want to use this one and this one. 5 and 5 is 10. In between would be 7.5, right? So they would all be 7.5 for 57, 75, and this is very confusing. Let me get a drink. I've got a cat sleeping in the middle of a cuckoo place. I don't know if it's good for me. 13 vitamins. Where did they come from? Walnuts. Grenoble. The minute you see Grenoble, I know right away they're good. So what I'm trying to say is the dice cube, it shows you on the side of 4, okay, it shows you the 4. The opposite side of 4 is a 3. 2 of the dots are doubled up. 1 is missing from here, and 2 are missing from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We turn it over. 3 are missing from here. 3 are missing from 1. 3 are missing from here. None are missing from here. 3, 0, 3, if you want to do that. So I'm going to just make it short. What I'm trying to say is we know that there's things we can play around with the dice. So we're going to be able to find something that we're looking for when we use the dice against something else. I already brought this up yesterday. Now either A, I put it this way, or B, I put it this way. You can't put it both ways. It's only going to be one way or the other. So by putting it this way, here's the roof. We can walk east and west, back and forth all we want, but up into the sky and down, there's only so high we can go. So in the roulette table, they have 12 numbers high and 3 wide. So I take the roulette table and I put it down like a boat, and I lay it down sideways, and I turn all my numbers sideways, and then I see what they can do sideways. The mustache of Hitler was sitting in the range of his own department. If we're center, Hitler was telling everybody, look out, somebody's coming and ambushing you from both sides. Ambush, ambushing. This and the dartboard have a little bit in relation. If you notice, you see the space over here, open, space over here, open, space over here, open, space over here, open, not this space. It's a single space. This is the lines between the division of doing it this way and then coming back and doing it this way. This is the roulette board. And here's the division in the yellow. This is the total division. It goes from here to here. You notice where this line is? You notice that there's 2 here, there's 3 here? 1 to here is 1. Okay? But it's only to here. 2 and 3 is 5. Then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. I can't explain exactly what it is, but it's 7 by 5 high. And it has something to do with building something, building a boat. Imagine if you took this as a Titanic, and you put a head, a stern, and a bow on it. You know what the crazy thing about me talking about stern and bow? A friend of mine's parents are dying, or dead, or dying. And that's the name, basically, the LE is the stern of the bow. It's the elephant. It's the one that hears. I'm going to jump off subject and go down with the ship. I'm a little confused. I'm confused. The captain should go down with the ship? If I was a captain, they want to know that I'm the one on top, just like Moses went and stood on the top of the rock. The captain should have been on one of the highest of the last ships that went into the water. They should have saved him for navigation. You don't throw the captain down with the ship and take away your complete survival over a man who's supposed to know all about survival and man of ship. But yet he went down with the ship of the II captain. Because when you draw II captain, everybody knows it says ICOC. Titanic was a trick. It was either a robbery of some sort. It was all set up. Or somebody came in the last minute and put a gun at the captain's head and said, Captain, I'm going to pay you big money, Captain. This is what I'm going to do, Captain. This is what I want you to do. I'm going to give you big money, Captain. You're going to make a hard right. How do I know you're going to make a hard right? Because I've been hearing it all my life. Hard right, hard right. Hut 1, hut 2, hut. The hut is under the II of the captain of the shipping of the football. Look at my hat. 1 is an X, 1 is an 88. Why are they in my hat? XOXOXOX. What does XOX mean? Now we can get into that and we can figure out a lot of things. Everybody knows that X and V, or half of an X is a V. Grover Cleveland, 22nd and 24th, 2 times 3, 2 times 2, and 2 plus 2, both equal 4 and 4 is 8. The dog and the cat, the placement on here. D, dog, cat. Then you have C, A, T, 3, 1, 5. Again, it says ace. They're always announcing when they get the ace position. What does that ace position mean on Rubik's Cube when you get ace? Or should we do it backwards in the 7 world and it's not an ace? If it was in the 7 world, the ace would be... See, if we were more people here, they can, instead of me having to move everything, people would move it into place so I can get everything done and I wouldn't lose. But ACE is 1, 3, 5. Aleph, which would be AL. You see, AC and AL, Aleph and ACE are the same thing because it's the same letter. This is in the 3rd house, and this is in the 1st house, the crestation house of life. This is 6, 4, and 2. 4 and 2 is what the Mayans talk about, and it's nothing more than 6. It ain't more than 6. 7, 8, 9, because the crestation and the face of the gates took the crestation, smashed it, it went into your head, 7, 8, 9. The gateway. You're the gateway. You're the 7 of 6 of the 8 and 6 world. Of 10, of course. Well, 10 is the completion, the attachment of you, 6, and your angel, however it works for, making you a whole 10. Somehow we are, each and every one of us has a Rubik's Cube in us. We're electronic. It lights everything up in our body, lights it up in our bones. And what do they do with our blood when we die? They take our blood away. Why do they take our blood away? What are they doing with our blood? They manipulate you with it afterwards. What do you want to believe? Do you want to believe just anything? The truth? We don't play by the truth in this world. Do you want to know how we play? What's closest is best. How we feel and what we see. Because if we went with everything that was true and false, we wouldn't be able to go anywhere because everybody finds a reason for it to be false. So we make it on how you feel and how it compares to games people play. Now that I brought this up, now the first way I learned to do this is say now we go 9, 7, 5. Then we go to the 13 world, they go 13, 11, 8. Now the question is, why would I go 13? Now the question goes like this. If there is a 13 world, right, would we be the center of one world? Could we be the center of one world? Or could we be enveloped like a banana? And then within the banana we are, our tail at one end, our head at the other end. And we're of both worlds that God has joined us together within one. And there wouldn't be so much hard to decide because we'd already know. Although there's always that decision. We knew in the Wild West we can shoot somebody, but in this world you can't. So they made a separation in the way we're able to think. What's proper is not always proper, what's right is not always right, and for reasons unknown, no, for all reasons known. But we're always being judged, and again, and we should be thankful for that. Otherwise we would have, a lot of us wouldn't have turned out the way they were, and one of them is me. So if I brought this into the 13 world in which this is the Mayan. Now I want to take a look at this, and I never did this before, so this is going to be more gritty than anything else. What's the guy who swings his stick around and walks like this? Laurel and Hardy? No. Moses was on top of the rock. The mustache on Hitler. The mustache on the guy in Monopoly. The banker versus silent movies. Charlie Chaplin holding the cane of Jack. Cain and Abel, the cane of Jack. What was happening? Monopoly. When you see Monopoly and you see the hold on a second. You see Monopoly, and then you watch, and then you see the fleur-de-lis. Well, I'm not sure if it's a fleur-de-lis. Looks like a clam to me. Nice clam. I wonder if it's open for business. Well, maybe it is open for business. She looks like she's got the assault weapons on her. But in all actuality, you got to turn them into a little bird, right? Unless there's an egg waiting over here and an egg waiting over there. Got to watch my eggs. But wait a second. Isn't the fallopian tubes over here? Dino! Dino! That looks like Dino, doesn't it? Or is that Dino? No, one is Dino, and the other one is Hoppy. But she's holding her eggs. She's got to watch her eggs. So we're going to get this one over here, and we're going to get this one over here, and this one, we turn like that. And this one, we turn like that. Now we're not sure who's doing what. Wait a second, where's everybody going? Now we got this one holding this one, but it all started in here. Put my sperm back here. Uh-oh, the eggs are out. This man, he's going to attack her. He flips the nose over, he separates these two guys here, and all of a sudden it looks like a G. The G string, the G point, and he breaks the skin, and he enters into the house. All he does is flip his nose the other way. The center of his nose knows everything that's coming. So, this is the mustache, okay? This is the mustache, my mustache, okay, right now? And there's two lines here. There's a line here and a line here in my mustache. So the mustache would cover one world and two worlds, and it would blow hot smoke from this side, and it would blow hot smoke from this side from my nose. Okay? So this little thing over here, Hitler cut it off right here. You see the nose where it comes out? He cuts it off right here. Takes away this whole thing. This is the banker, okay? The banker, when he curls this up, he can hook. He can hook. Don't you know? We went to see the movies, and they had Captain Hook and Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow, Captain Hook, mustache, Hitler, somehow, sorry guys, but it wasn't Hitler at all. You know what Hitler was doing? Hitler kept doing like this. So what do I read him now? And act like a man, so he had to become the part. Do you know what I think? I'm going to say something that this whole world will not like, and most likely half the people will never watch me again. But somehow, whichever way it comes out to be, it could have been all Hitler's fault. All of it. Am I allowed to say this, what I'm going to say now? But I don't think so. In fact, I believe this is a family affair. I believe this happened in the family. You know why? Because of the movies coming out now. Thor, Thor, Time Heaven Written in Gold. Thor, a brother. Thor, Time Heaven Written in Gold, Time Heaven Written in Gold. Thor, Rothor, one of the dying that I told you was in the stern of the boat. It was also near the Rother. It was the author of the book. The name is coming out. So it all due tale does say in May. This May coming up. When we look at it one more time, and we look at Thor, we will write Thor down. T. H. O. R. Is that how you make it? Oh, I'm sorry. Is that Thor? Creation heaven of Christ? Of I or J? Right? Holding the eggs? Let's hold the eggs. Let's hold the eggs. Yeah, nice. Nice. Yeah, we got, oh, cool. Cool, cool. Yeah. Oh, my God. Look at that. They're all holding the eggs. The eyes are coming over there. Now, You think I can get another pen out of my drawer? It's a little hard to disturb one of my men. Go back to sleep. So now, we come, and the jack is holding, and everybody knows what this is, eh? This is the fleur-de-lis. This is the fleur-de-lis on the Quebec flag. This is why the French were almost opposite to the English, because there's something going on. Chicago, Roth, author. What happened to the movie? Where is Oprah Winfrey? Where is Oprah Winfrey? What happened to this movie? Where is it coming out? Is it New York or Chicago? Look. LD. LD. 3-4. Earth and Mars. C-3-8. Herbert Dam. 3-8-9-3-4. 3-8-9-3-4. Stop 3 here, stop 8 there. Now I'd have to find what's in these words that'll make another 3 go over here, but I had a 3 here. So I have 8 and 9 in between. 8 and 9 equals 1 and 2. That's the way it all begins. 8 and 9 is 1 and 2. You see the way I made these two? This is spirit of 76. 7 and 6 is 10, 1 and 2 is 10, 3, 10, 10. This says 388. This, oh my God, and Thor just came out. 388 is the last of the days. 3 by 80, okay, is 240. 3 by 8 is 24, equals 264. Everybody knows that the child is born 13 days later. It's 277, and he becomes the spirit angel of man on the 15th of October. If that's the date, becomes 288, and the year is ended. The cycle has ended. Thor is bringing the end to the cycle because the LD is the LD, and Thor is Rothschild's world. This is the end of the world, my friends. This is where the fleur-de-lis and the French come together and why she's fighting so strong in our province. D knows the color. You have to remember, who are we talking about? Are we talking about New Zealand? I'm jumping off now. I'm jumping off onto something else for a second. New Zealand. Why New Zealand? Because Monopoly says so. They have Oriental and Baltic in the same place. You have to make a diamond. Everything has to turn into diamonds. It's all about diamonds, tic-tac-toe, making everything into diamonds to have coordinates. In order to have coordinates, you have position. The 5 position is actually mostly and most of the time always empty, because once you get the exterior positions of all positions, the 5 is in the center. Where else are you going to go but in the 5 hole? So there's always nothing there until something is there, and that's the number it gets when it's there. And then the other question would say, you'd come and say, well, okay, this is 2, 4, 6, 8, but what if we had this inside the other one? Is it this way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Or is it this way, just moving 2, 4, 6, and 8? Or on Rubik's Cube, do you turn the sides? Which one is it? I don't know. I'm not really going into it because I don't have the answer right now, but if somebody sat down beside me and said, let's do this, and kept a little pressure on me, you need that pressure to keep the door open. You know what I'm saying? Because the minute I slow down, like all of a sudden, hey, where's the other world? Where'd it go? Oh my God, it went somewhere, and I don't know. Where'd you go? Again, you took off on me, eh? You took off on me. You're right next to me like this, but your mouth is closed like a clam. 388, 264. 2 times 6 is 12, times 4 is 48, 2, 6, and 4, 2 and 6, 2 times 6, 2, 6, 2, 6, and 4, 2 times 6 is 12, 6 by 2 is 12, is 8, is 20. $264th day. And remember, 64 is 46, and 46 is Grover Cleveland. For the United States, he was in office, I don't remember the year, okay, Grover Cleveland, he was the 22nd and the 24th president, 46. He completes in between of the 23rd president, before and after, 23 times 2, 46. 4 times 6, 4 plus 6 is 34, Earth and Mars, back to Rothschild again. 3 and 4 is 12, 3 plus 4 is 7. In the 7th world of the 2 moons of 6 and 6. 6 world and 6 world, there is no 666. You are the torpedo of the joining of the 2 worlds. But one of the worlds must be manipulated. There must be always three worlds, because you have to take from the spirit and the soul, the one in the three ball, but you're two. You're blue. You're blue, you're two, and you're number 10, because that's what it is. You're stripes and solids, you're two and blue. You're of the yellow world, you're of the red world. You come in, you add the blue, you become black. You become black. You are Venus. You are Venus inside Neptune. You have to be Venus inside Neptune, because here it says, in this word over here, Neptune, is it, what happened? Well, I don't know if I can do, are you guys seeing me, what happened? What happened here? Hold on a second. Hold on, this is really crazy. This way, this way, this way, this way. This way. Hold on, I'm gonna make another video. I can't believe it. Oh my God. Okay, I need to do this, and I need to do this. How do I straighten this out? Okay, just give me a second. Okay, I'm stopping the video. I'm going to come back with another one, because somehow my pictures... Could you see me on an angle? Okay, we were doing Neptune, okay? Just let's do Neptune. Let's continue Neptune. Okay, we'll finish it. Neptune and Venus. When you look at Neptune, it had a UN. They have a UN next to it. They have an E. They have an E. The only thing, the difference between Venus and Neptune, and they're completely opposites of each other, is one has a V. Can you see it? The other one has two N's. So we block out both N's. We block out both E's. We block out the N, we block out the U, we take the T and the P, and that's all we have. The difference between Venus and Neptune is VTP. 7, 4, 2, 7. 4 times 2 is 8, times 7 is 56. The difference between them is really nothing. It's the difference between this, 54. It's just the difference of the size of the sun. The only reason there's a difference between Venus and Neptune is the size of the sun, and that might be installed in man's heart. Do you understand why? Because the numbers added up to 56. 65 is the 7th gate. It only means the 7th gate. It means the sun of this world. Okay? So Venus and Neptune are very close to each other. The reason we mention this is because of the other page. I said man is blue. Why is man blue? Because we're only electric. We have nothing to do with this world at all. Whatever we do in this world comes back to be the story. Whatever we do in this world only comes back to be the story within the electronics that we are. When we die, regardless of what happens here, you can kill everybody in the world. You're going to live that kind of life. But when you come back, everybody knows there's a learning thing. If you disturb the rest of the people on the planet, you will have a price to pay as a spirit, and you will know it, because you already know the truth. But some people just never saw, and they just do it because they do it the first time, the second time, and eventually after a certain amount of times they throw you out of the game. So it's the same thing in this world. I'm not sure where we're going next, but Charlie Chaplin and this short mustache, Hitler, okay, didn't do it on his own, and there's a leader in the front speaking. Remember, everything we have to remember. Who was the 34th president, and who was the 43rd? The 34th was ready to tell a secret, to tell us a truth about a hidden secret, and the 43rd wants to close us down. Do you follow me? If you follow the sequence of 3-1, the 31st is supposed to be Herbert Hoover. But who is the 30th president right now? I may be looking at Herbert Hoover to be spilling the beans, but Herbert Hoover was only what's going to happen to Hoover. Hoover vacuum cleaners, thank you very much, all in time. I haven't forgot anybody. Gil, haven't forgot you, don't you worry. Mess, haven't forgot you. I wish I was working with you right now. I'm a little slowed. You know, they've slowed me down. Well, they didn't slow me down. I'd slowed down myself. I knew it was something. I kept telling myself in my head, I got to slow down because it was too much. I was trying to go to bed at night, and it was terrible. But now I'm doing good now. I'm doing good now. And there's so many little things to do. And like I said, you want to do mathematics pi? If somebody can just set me up a little board where I can put tic-tac-toes all over the place, tic-tac-toes of 1 square, tic-tac-toe of 4 squares, tic-tac-toe of 9 squares, and then I can take all the tic-tac-toes and I'll just put pi in it and bring them to the 7 world, to the 10 world, to the 13 world, or I'll just leave it in the 7 world because it's a 3-point right now, and I'll multiply it by 3 before I do it anything. And once I multiply it by 3, it's already going to be 3, 6, and 9. Once I multiply pi by 3, three times 4 and pi equals 3. Bring it into the 7 world, it's 4. 4 into the 7 world, it's 3. 4 into the 7, 3 by 4 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. See the way it turned opposite of what it is? We're going to take any number in pi, or just any number at all. Now we're going to go 6. We're going to go 6 times 3 equals 18, equals 9. We want to bring 9 into the 7 world. Add 7 equals 16. 1 and 6 is 7. What do we have to do to bring it into the 7 world now? Nothing. We have it in the 7 world. I was going to bring it into the 7 world to start with. Okay? Let me start this all over again. We have number 4. I want to bring it into the 7 world. I add 3 to it. It equals to 7. Now I want to take 4 and I want to multiply it by 3 to bring it back to a prism. So when I bring it back to a prism, I go 4 times 3 is 12. 1 and 2 equals 3. Or I'll take number 5 times 3 equals 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. Or I'll take a 6 times 3. 18. 18 equals 9. Or I'll take a 7 equals 21 equals 3. I'll take an 8 equals 24 equals 6. Have you noticed this is the only numbers you're coming up with? When you bring this one to the 7 world, it's 4. You bring this one to the 10 world, it's 4. 7 world, 10 world. You bring this one to the 13 world, it's 4. 4, 4, 4. This is what we're going through right now. This is what pi is right now. And somewhere in pi, it says exactly this. Okay, I'm going to try to fix my camera. It's giving me a headache. Somehow my cat stepped on my camera. How would I change it around? So anyways, I'm going to go back and do this again. Okay? We're going to do the first part, numbers of pi, okay? 3.14159265. 4. This one 6, this one 3, this one 6, this one 2, this one over here 7, this one over here is going to be 5, this one over here is going to be 1, this one over here is going to be 2. Now it's all in the 7 world. Now, we brought into 7 world, now we're going to split it up. How do we split it up? We multiply it all by 3. 3 by 4 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. 3 by 6 is 18, 1 and 8 is 9. 3 by 3 is 9. 3 by 6 is 18, 1 and 8 is 9. 3 by 2 is 6. 3 by 7 is 21, 2 and 1 is 3. 3 by 5 is 15, 1 and 5 is 6. 3, 6. This is what the first part of pi looks like, 3.999636636. So can you do something with that, anybody? You want to bring it into the next world? We can go from the 3 world over to the 7 worlds, and then we can go over to the 10 worlds by adding 3 more of each. But instead of adding 3 more of each, we added 3 into each world because it was in each world now. There's more than one world now. So when I multiplied, you can see. Otherwise, if I brought back this to the 7 worlds, I'd end up with this number here. If I bring this into the 10 worlds, all I'm missing is 3, 4. You see, watch me bring this into the 10 worlds. 3, 4, 7, 4, 8, 3, 5, 9, 8. So now you see the difference between here, the first part of the world, the middle part of the world, and the 10 world. Each one gets 3 points of something, ends up to be, this is what the result is, I don't know how it works. 4, 7, 4, 8, 3, 5, 9, 8. 8, 3, 5, 9, 8. 4, 7, 4. This is the Einstein theory part, right over here. 4, 7 is 28 and 11. 4, 7 is 28 and 11. 8 and 3, 11. 5, 9, 8. Don't know what that means. 3, 33, 33, 33. So this is what I did with this. Now if I went right from the beginning and said 3 by 3 is 9. 3 by 1 is 3. 3 by 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 by 1 is 3. 3 by 5 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 3 by 9 is 27. 2 and 7 is 9. You notice the highest we get is 27. But we multiply by 4 because we must do it by Mars and Earth. We do it with Mars and Earth. 3 and 4. They don't carry the letter U. They're supplementary to this world, completely outside the U world. It's the electronic world. You disparate. You become the satin of the sand that rubs on your face. You are the water, the sparkly water, the silver matrix. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, he blinks out when there's in danger. He gives the light. We have the red stop sign, the red on the back of the cards. We have the red pool ball and we have the red horses. Are you red D or are you green D? Now, let's go back to pi. 3 by 3 by 3, 3 by 9 is 27. If we went 4 by 9, it'd be 36. Number 23, 2 and 3 world. We're in between 1, 2, 3. You see this 3? What do you see? What do you see? We have the outside here. We have in between. We have in between. We have the outside. We have 3 and 2. Whereas the 2 is the passage. You put a plug in. You put the plug in this side. You put the electricity in that side. 3 took 2. 3 by 2 is 6. 3 by 6 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. 3 by 5 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. Did you notice the way this row and this row came out the same? 3, 6, 3, 6, 6, 9, 6, 9. 6, 9, 6, 9, 6. 3, 6, 3, 6. From birth to face. Birth to face, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 6, 9, 6. Then you have 3, 3, 3. This is Comet Ison. This is Jupiter. This is the gold. This is your gold. Which dog are we talking with? Are we talking plutonium dogs or uranium dogs, Uranus? Anyways, this is the basics of what we do with pi. This is pi, and we can do it in the 4 world or the 3 world, and we can build it into 3 other worlds. If we built pi into the last world of 3.14159.265, this one and this side is 29, because God starts off first like this. He goes 1, 4, 3, 1, 5. 5, 3, 6. This is the way it has to start. And then all of a sudden we have 365 days. Why does it have to start this way? Because God has to take himself and make a this side and a this side. Then he has 2 empty spots. So he has to fill in the earth in the 2 empty spots. He needs water and earth to make somebody like you and me. An electronic robot in the mind. We need crustaceans. You have to build the brain together. Okay? So this 3, when you do this 3 has to go here because he is with 1 and 4 and 1 and 5, or whichever way you want to put it. And then all of a sudden down here will be 9, down here will be 6, over here will be 2, and over here let's say it'll be 8. I didn't put the 7th gate because we have 2 number 1s. So what I'm trying to say here is we need one that'll create the Mayans, what the Mayans say. We need the heart, and then we need 1 here, and 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And that's why we get the first 2. We get 3 numbers. We get 3 numbers. which is 141 we first get, and the 1 for 1, 3.1415, is 3 times 47 of creation of 88, okay? In French, it's 88 equals 47. 3 times 47 equals 141. You remember where 141 went? 141, okay, times 2 equals time heaven, T&H, Rothschild, 1 for 1 exchange. They made the 9 card. Instead of man coming here as a giant, probably as number 5, instead of man coming here as number 5, he comes here as number 9. That's what I'm thinking. He had to come here number 5, okay, and then he gets onto the body. But since they're in control of the body, like they're in control of a ship, they're in control of your body in some way. 5, 7, this is 5, 9. So when we go back over here, 3 times 14 is 42 and 45. They already showed it over here. This is 9 and 6. They already showed you what was happening right at the beginning by multiplying it yourself. So yeah, we had to build a ship here and here and here and here. And then we just live like this. We get our electricity in like this, and we live our life like this, and this is what we run. This is who we are in the Mayan Aztecs. Okay, number 5. But they, in this world, they put something on here, and they add you something here, and they split you all up inside your head, inside your body. You're all sort of like robotics. And it's not that you're fully robotic. It's all your feelings and senses that come to the planet. You know what I'm saying? You like my little thing here? You see the way you are? You have to balance yourself like on a balance beam. So 3 times 15. So you needed these first 4 to cover the first 4 spots on each side. And then 1. And now you can take man on this side, 2 parts east and west, and then 2 parts south, and then your electronic part of you and the whole bit. So if you really wanted to bring this 3.14159265, 29 is 11, 29 is 11, 65 is 11. We'd have all 11s because they all have to go in pairs. 11, 11, 6, and 5. 5, 6, 11, 11. 5 times 6 is 30, 5 plus 6 is 11, is 41. This is part of the game. Now what you do is you put 41 in the center, you put 11 here and 11 here. So now what you do is you take and you put 11 to both of this, be 63, 22, 63, and then this one over here would be 54, and this one over here would be 54. You take everything away from here, and you take everything away from here, you put it here. Now you put this one down 9, and you put this one up 9, and now you can connect with this one in the middle. But you have to become everything of all sides, and then you just minus 9 for each side, because what you are, they're not, but you're double of everything. So this your double over here is 27, and this would be 36, so this would be 63. So and the same thing is 3 times 9, and the same thing over here, 4 times 9. And again, 4 and 9. Number 49 is green. Okay, it's eternal. 4 and 3 is 7, and 9 is 63 again. Anyways, we're shutting this off, and I'm going to do something else for now and get back to you in a minute. Thanks for watching. I'm just trying to figure out how to get it up there.